They haven't done much with the Authors of Pain. I think this is well documented. I sort of went off on a rant about this a few weeks ago when one of them got rolled up by Apollo Crews in a 2-minute throwaway match. They needed a mouthpiece. They can speak. It's not like they can't speak English or anything like that, but they needed a mouthpiece. They needed a manager after they ditched Paul Ellering. And I still cannot wrap my head around the decision. Paul Ellering, for all the talk about how, well, he didn't want to travel, he didn't want to go on the road, he pretty much shot that down. He posted a tweet saying, I love to travel. So why they decided to split them up, I have no idea. Well, they have a new manager now. And it's Rockstar Spud. Drake Maverick, the general manager of the Cruiserweight show. Now, people were tweeting me, they said, go easy on this. They expected me to just tear this to shreds. I'm not going to do that. The only thing I hate, there is something I hate about this. The only thing I hate is that they had him out there wearing the riot gear that the Authors of Pain wear, looking like some fan dressed up as a member of the Shield. That and the fact that there was no explanation whatsoever. Now, it is week 1, but usually week 1 is appropriate for explaining something like this, right? No explanation whatsoever as to why he is suddenly managing Authors of Pain. They put a microphone in his hand. They did give him promo time. It's not like when the Authors of Pain debuted, we saw them with Paul Ellering and we're like, what the fuck is Paul Ellering doing with these guys? And it was weeks before Ellering said a word. Here, they put a microphone in the guy's hand, and what does he say? He says, I am now the manager of the Authors of Pain. Well, gee, I could kind of tell that. Thanks for the information. It just felt to me like them doing shit for the sake of doing shit without really thinking things through. And I hope that's not the case here. And he is still the GM of 205 Live. But I think they need to at least give us a reason why AOP would suddenly be taking orders from a guy small enough for them to stick inside their luggage. But I don't hate this overall. I actually think that this could be a great thing, and here's why. Spud is actually really entertaining, and I feel like, and this is my fault because I just don't find the time. I don't make the time in my week typically unless I hear there's a really great main event to watch 205 Live. I have my limit of how much wrestling I can watch each week. Right now I realize I have MLW on one of the cable stations that I have, and I'm going to try to watch that show next week because they have a War Games match. There is such a thing as too much wrestling. 205 Live is just not a priority for me. It just isn't. And I just assume that when the pay-per-views come, I will see whatever the big cruiserweight title match is. I'll be able to see those matches then on the kickoff show or on the main card. Week to week, I don't watch 205 Live. And that's my own fault. So in my mind, because I don't watch that show, I don't get to see Drake Maverick. And I'm not going to watch 205 Live just to see little cut-ins with the GM. And so I feel like he's being wasted on that show because almost nobody watches 205 Live. Now, AOP also needed somebody who could talk for them, and Spud is one of the better talkers they have in that company. And yes, they shoot the three of them standing side by side the way they did, I'm sure because they want AOP to look towering. They want these guys to look bigger than they actually are. I would not be surprised if that was the only reason they did this. They said, how can we make these guys look even more menacing? Oh, I know. Look, there's Drake walking down the hallway. The wrestler, not the singer. Bring him over. We'll put him with these guys. This will be a great visual. I would not at all be shocked if it comes out that that's the reason they did this. They didn't give any thought to the story. We don't have an explanation yet. We'll put one together. But hey, this looks cool, and so let's just put these three together. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to give this a chance because I think this is what the Authors of Pain needed. They needed someone. I don't know if he's the right person or not, but he can definitely talk. You put a mic in the guy's hand, he can definitely speak. But for the love of God, get Spud out of the tactical gear and into a suit, please, because he looks like he's ready to go trick-or-treating with his older adopted brothers. If he starts wrestling with them in six-man tags, he can wear the riot gear. Otherwise, get rid of it.